Okay, so I just started a new sock. This is my cast-on bonnet. This is where I'll hang my weight. But I have my weight off right now because I'm doing a peacoat hem. So the white is my waist yarn, which is acrylic. And the green came up first, then the black, and then was a knit two together, making the holes. And now I'm taking the very first row of the green and attaching it. And this will make a hemmed peacoat edge. And how I do that is grabbing the very first stitch and putting it over. So I do that all the way around for each needle. And then I will crank forward from there. Okay, so I've hung all these on the first row of the green, which was my project yarn. Okay, these have knit. This is my first needle, this one that's in the middle of the red. And this is my last needle right here. And so you can see there's the extra. So I'm just gonna go forward from here. I put the weight on, and you need the downward pressure or all your stitches will pop off. So I am going to set my counter. So I'm technically on the first row. I'll take my counter and I'll click it up once because I'm on row 1. And I've already passed the counter. So I will crank 85, 90 rows. We'll see how long I want the cuff and the leg. So right now I'm checking my tension. My tension should be good because I did check that with the waist yarn. The needle should pop down right away. If I go slow, you might be able to see how they come up. And the yarn and the needle latch should go down right away. The yarn should not be riding up. So these will be Halloween socks. Okay, so let's look down below. How fun is that, you guys? That looks like a witchy hat. So here is the peacoat hem. Isn't that stellar? That's just fantastic. I love how that comes out. So at the end of the sock, this will be cut. The white will be cut out and pulled out. And this is already bound off. So I will not have to weave in any ends at all, which is fantastic. So I'm going to continue and I'm going to start the heel. Okay, so I'm going to start the heel. So the heel, I'm going to take my crescent tool and pull up the back 30 because mine is a 60 cylinder right here. And I'm going to do a deep heel, so I'm going to take down 3. And this is just how I do it because I am new at this, so I'm being methodical. Making sure that the latches are open. So now I have the stitches that will be out of play. And here's my son Zerg. I have him sit with me now, and he says appropriate things.
No one can stand in my way, not even Buzz Lightyear.
Right. Okay, so here we go. So I'm gonna go up this needle now. And these are going to be short rows, so this is going to be the heel. So now I need to engage my heel spring, which is up here. So it's making my yarn have more tension. So I'm going to go back. Open needle. Now I need my heel forks now. So those are gonna go in under the needles that have the yarn that is working. So not these needles. Riding up a little there. I need to come over here more. Bring this guy up too. See, I didn't lift yet. I know because I know it needs to wrap around the next one. I'm gonna count from my first needle back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I should have 7 on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I'm gonna do 8. 8 up. 8 up. And then 9 and 10 are gonna be together. Writing again. 9 and 10 together on this side as well. Come on. Heel forks at an angle. It doesn't want to come out. I'll just pull on it from there. Okay, 9 and 10. Go slow. Okay. So there, I have decreased. So the only 2 stitches in play right now is at the very end of your heel, and this is 10 stitches right here. So now I'm going to increase. So I'm going to go 9 and 10 together, and I'm going to put it down. And 10 together. And so on, all the way till I get to my target needle, which is going to be the red ones, just the first stitch and the halfway stitch over here. So the yarn is riding. I need to move these guys. And as I'm saying, I'm a newbie. This is not an instructional video. This is just to give people who have never seen the sock machine an idea how it works. This is not a tutorial how to make a sock whatsoever. I'm not at that point where I can do that kind of tutorial for you guys yet. Someday I might, but there's plenty of other people who do. Last needle I'm putting down. Now I need to crank over here. Now I'm going to put these needles into play. And I'm going to put them down. Just easy. 2 at a time feels comfortable for me. Check, make sure my latches are open. If your latches are closed, you'll drop your stitches. And that, for me, seems to happen on this side, because for some reason, I get a latch open over there sometimes. But I think I'm good this time. So let's see. So I gotta take off my, which is easy to forget to do, take off my heel pressure. Now my yarn is as loose as it was for the rest of the sock. And I'm gonna crank slow. So if I mess up anything, I can catch it. Looking good so far. Knock on wood. Okay, so that was one round of what's gonna be my instep foot. So I've been learning what size I make. I wear a size 8 shoe. So I think I need around 55 between the two, 55 rows. So that was one. And now I'm gonna crank about 50 something rows. See what he says.
I shall rule the universe.
Pretty much words of encouragement. So these stitches are looking a little big to me. I probably cranked a couple more rows than I wanted to before I changed tension, but that's okay. I'm learning. So I'm gonna take this and make my stitches shorter, which means tighter. So it's the opposite of righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, so I gotta think in my head. So it should be this way for tight. And it takes a couple rows to work it out to where you really see how much you've changed your tension. Okay, so I'm gonna do toe now. And I recently learned that if I do the toe on the front, my stripes will come together better when I Kitchener. So it's gonna be awkward for me. I'm used to doing the toes on the back, but I'm gonna give it a shot. I've done it once before. We'll see how this goes. So basically I gotta crank past that. So probably to 12 o'clock, because this is all in reference to o'clock. So like TO o'clock, not TWO o'clock. So front. These will be out of play. This is gonna take me thinking more. So, heel, weight on. Let's see how this goes. We're not going deep at all. The toe's just gonna be regular, no extra stitches for the toe. So I'm gonna do again, up. Strange to see it from this side for me, bizarre, but I'll get used to it. Tension seems pretty good. We'll see if I need to move my weights or not. Which I do. I'm gonna take my heel forks. That's what it looks like. Put it on this side. There we go. Okay. Oh, see there. I couldn't remember. I thought I already lifted. I didn't lift. I did lift this needle already. And I can tell because it's not wrapped around. So what I'm going to do is just put this one back down. And I'll make sure it doesn't drop a stitch by pulling this out. And putting it over the latch. So that should wrap around that needle. And that should be good. Okay. And so when you're doing it, you can go 3 up. 3 up. gonna count my needles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 9. I went too far on that side. So what I'll do is I'll just take it out. I'll tink it. So on here I wanted to do 9 and 10 together, and I knit 9 by accident. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tink it, and I learned this not too long ago, maybe a week ago. It's pretty rad. So for now I'm going to take the heel weight off so I can get some loose yarn here. Basically I'm going to go like this, and it's harder to do when you have weight on there. So I'm going to take my heel forks off, and I could just keep continuing and just be like, that's fine, not do 9 and 10 stitches together, but I'm going good on this, so I want to keep going. And I can show you to tink. So you just pull it up over, bam, that's 1 stitch tinked. Is that not incredible? It's faster than regular tinking, I think. I haven't done it from this side before, so this feels awkward to me. From the back side, but it's working the same. Hopefully I'm not getting my arm in the camera too much. Okay, so I just got all my nose back in play, and I have my extra yarn for kitchening, and that is going to be put aside. I'm going to restring my waist yarn, and I need a high contrast, which is perfect, so I can see what I'm doing later, else it will not be fun. And I'm used to doing this at the 3 o'clock position, so over here at the 9 o'clock is awkward to me. And you guys remember, this is not a tutorial of how to make a sock. I'm a beginner. If I'm doing something wrong and you are an expert, it's okay. Take it with a grain of salt. This is just to show people how a sock is generally made with a sock machine. Okay, so basically here I already knitted that, and I should have caught that there, which is okay. And I grab that, stick that in there. And take that guy out. I'm 1 stitch past where I should be is what it is. I caught the black yarn. So that's not a big deal. Let's see if I can pull that up. I can get that later. Okay, leave a tail. Throw some of that in the middle. Just have my weights on and just go slow. Nope, go slow because I just dropped a stitch. So that was because I didn't have a latch open. That's a drag at the very end, but fixable. So I'm gonna just take my big weight off, because you don't want weight hanging down on it. It's just gonna be working against you. And there it is right there. Little SOB. My fault. Okay, and I'm just gonna catch that, and I'm gonna fix it with this tool, but I'm not gonna make you watch that because, okay, I fixed that stitch that ran. I do have a stitch here that did not knit. So how I fix that is I pull out my needle and I flop it over. Now it's knit. So here's where, see, it looks like a huge hole there. It's not really a huge hole. If I go like this, get shored up a bit. And then here's where I did knit the first stitch with the waist yarn, which I wanted to do. So I'm gonna do that by going like this. And this is gonna show me where to start the Kitchener stitch later. It'll help me with that. So later there won't be a hole there. I'll make sure of that. It's kind of ginormous right now though. Okay, put the weight back on now. Waist yarn. This will look like a hole too right here. Further my studies, I might find out how to make that not happen as much. Okay. So we're good. So we're doing like 10 rounds. Waist yarn. Okay, maybe more than 10, not worried about it. Waist yarn is cheap. Cutting, take my weights off. Heel forks out. Actually, I'm not going to take this off the machine. I'm gonna knit my next sock. So I can just continue and do my next sock right now and grab my work yarn and go from there.